Hello and welcome to the first episode of the track-by-track breakdown for Age of Legends by In Virtue. I'm going to give you a little bit of musical rundown of each of the tracks and a lot of the story and the lore and the sort of In Virtue cinematic universe, if you will. The album is out now. You can get it on CD, you can pre-order the vinyl, or you can stream it. I'll hit the link in the description. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of insight into all of it, into everything that we put into this album, the story, the concept, all of it. I'm gonna go through them in chronological order as they are on the album. So this first one, we're gonna be taking a look at Ascent Glorious, which is the sort of instrumental orchestral intro in which we get the motif, the main theme that recurs throughout the whole album. In case you are unaware, Age of Legends is a concept album. I've always kind of hated that term because really it just means that there's a story to what's happening and all of the songs are connected to each other. It's one complete thought. So the main character in this story is Sisyphus from the Greek myth, but we sort of pick up where the myth leaves off. The myth is sort of the opposite of happily ever after, right? It's miserable forever. He's being punished for his misdeeds by having to push a boulder up a hill, and every time he gets to the top, the boulder rolls back down. And it's basically just a never-ending task with no purpose. But in Age of Legends, we sort of pick up where that leaves off, but many years into this eternal punishment. And Sisyphus decides that he has been punished enough, and now it's time for him to break back into the world, and he escapes his punishment. So let's check out Ascent Glorious. So we kick it off with this huge chord. I love the sound of this chord. So this was the chord that I initially chose to base it on. It's a beautiful sound. This chord is actually a major add 11 chord, but there's something about this particular voicing, and I've got it sort of divided up between the different instruments, right? Here's the brass, the strings, choir, the woodwinds, ooh, whimsical. And then we have the sound. What is the sound? It's something special from a certain library. It's basically wine glasses. The library that I got this from is called Imbibophone by Sound Iron. It's basically like pitched wine glasses, and then I sort of manipulated it. And the idea behind this sound is that it sort of represents the Catalyst character speaking to Sisyphus. Now, the Catalyst is kind of the only other major character in this story. It's Sisyphus and the Catalyst. The Catalyst is there to convince Sisyphus that he has done his time, he's been punished enough, and now the only thing that's left is that he needs to forgive himself. It's sort of like a little Pavlovian sound design thing. Just imagine the Catalyst character speaking to Sisyphus. If you've seen any of our music videos, Purgatory, Scream, and Karma Loop, each one of those has the Catalyst character in it. In Purgatory, it's the little girl. In Scream, it's Zell, who's in the dress, whispering in his ear. And then Karma Loop, it's Charlotte Wessels. So the beginning is just this big heroic ta-da. And then we have the motif. So that's the primary theme, right? If you pay close attention, you will hear this theme come back throughout the album. I'm going to try and, as we're doing these, point them out whenever we hear it in different spots. So the intro and the outro of the whole album are called Ascent Glorious and Descent Limitless, right? So kind of mirrors the going up and down the hill. So here's our motif. I take the same idea and I vary it every time it recurs. It's slightly different, molded to different types of chords and sounds, tempos, feels, different keys. For example, it starts with these chords. And then we take it somewhere else. Little sus chord. So then we have it in a totally different key and through some slightly different chords, but same exact basic idea. And different instrumentation. So here we've got this boys choir in the background here. It's another one from Sound Iron, actually. And then the flute and violin. Play the melody together. And then we have the motif yet again. A lot of elements playing it together, and there's a big key change. Once again, always just slightly different every time. And then tension. Okay, so here's the motif is like these two parts, right? Da 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 da. In this case, the second half of it, we get a lot of tension. And then we take that second half of the motif and we build on it. And then a nice little sus resolve. And then we go straight into Sisyphus Awakening, marked by, once again, the sound. But all of these parts are built on this, either the motif or supporting the motif. The woodwind's very fluttery, a lot of percussion on this. One of the things that actually held up finishing the album a little bit was the fact that I forgot to include the orchestral cymbals when I sent this to get mixed. And I couldn't figure out what the hell was missing from the track. Every time I got the mix back, I was like, there's something missing. And then I was like, oh my God, there's no cymbals at all. And it just wouldn't be the same without it. Like if I mute them, you just got to have it. In a sort of large sense, every single thing represents Sisyphus awakening in a way. It represents him grappling with this idea and then making decisions slowly but surely to move towards forgiving himself and improving his life and his way of looking at the world, becoming a better person, atoning for his past misdeeds. And the whole album is basically a conversation between him and the Catalyst and them arguing alongside the story of his coming out of purgatory and Breaking Bad and all the stuff that we're going to talk about in the next episode. So if you don't want me to spoil it for you and you want to see if you can figure out a bit about what the story is beforehand, go and do that now before you watch the rest of these videos, and then come back and watch them and see if you got it right. We're not Sleep Token. I'm not going to make you figure out all the lore on your own if you don't want. I know that's not very mysterious of me, but... So I'm going to be doing these for every track on the album. Like I said, it's available now in physical and streaming formats. We also have t-shirts and all of that. There's a pre-order for vinyl. You can get all that in the description, and I'll see you in the next episode.